up, she just wanna kick it with the team. Cold-blooded product of the glove. Mitten babies, get it out the mud. Lame nigga paying for a hit. Me, you see, I get it out of love. Anything I did for the click, I hope they know I did it out of love. Switched up on me, I was sick. Balanced all my feelings with the drug. Watching soccer, chilling with the plug. Helicopter circling above. What up, though, True Crew? What it do, my right? What's happening with the squad, man? Hey, man, y'all caught me, you know, just in my little mode before I get into these reactions, bro. Hey, today, right now, at the moment, if you been here, my God, you know what I'm saying? My fault, you feel me? But, if you new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you know what I mean? And let's get into it, lock in, right? Anyway, today, at the moment, right now, we about to get into the violent backstory of the Rudest diss track. Abzsav, tables turn, you know what I'm saying? Kid Nerd that made a video. And I know I gotta react to 1.0 and the 3.0, you know what I'm saying? But since this dropped, I was like, oh yeah, let's get on it. And Kid Nerd always got a cool, interesting, informative video, you know what I'm saying? My bad, I had a brain fart. It happens. But yeah, Kid Nerd always got the informative videos to keep us entertained, bro. And this is very of the moment, so let's get into it, shall we? You feel me? Let's go.
Drill fans are going wild right now after a West London rapper called Abzsav dropped probably the rudest 3 songs to ever come out into the...
Ooh, I almost messed up. Let me screen record. Hey, you fuck around and do a whole reaction and don't hit screen recording. Then it's just fucked. You know what I'm saying? It's just all... Let's go.
UK drill fans are going wild right now after a West London rapper called Abzsav dropped probably the rudest 3 songs to ever come out. In today's video, we are going into the backstory of these 3 diss tracks, which will clear up a lot about why they are so violent. Let's get into it.
He said the rudest that ever dropped? I don't know, man. Y'all got a lot of rude shit that came out of that UK drill scene. I'm not sure, bro.
Now, in today's video,
I gotta hear the other 2, though.
We are going into the backstory of these 3 diss tracks, which will clear up a lot about why they are so violent. Let's get into it. So if you're not up to date, like I said before, West London rapper Abzsav just dropped 3 of the rudest diss tracks that ever come out. So rude and disrespectful that it's even opening the question of if dissing the dead should be illegal. Now I know a couple of you guys probably have not heard the songs, so I put them on the screen now. But we'll be breaking them down and going through the history behind all of this. So the rapper who dropped these tunes is a rapper called Abzsav, who's from an area called Norfolk, at the edge of West London. And from the outside in, it doesn't look like the worst area, but Norfolk is home to Abzsav's gang, N-Gang. N-Gang is also part of a bigger gang across the London borough of Ealing, which is a...
I hate them sneaky ass hoods, bro. It's a nice ass area. It looks very livable, you know what I'm saying? It looks like a place you could be raising babies. But, nigga, it's popping, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no litter, but bodies is dropping everywhere. You feel me? Hey. Them places will sneak up on you. That's like the whole state of Cali down there, because all that shit look beautiful. Get your ass smoked out here.
Collective of members from towns in Ealing called Southall, Greenford and of course Norfolk. The reason they're called 156 is because the areas covered in the gang are UB1, UB5 and UB6 postcodes. 156 beef quite a lot of West London, especially its surrounding areas, but they are mainly into it with a gang from Rayners Lane, which is a 7-minute drive from Norfolk where Abzsav is from. But 156 are better known for their feud with another gang from West London called CGM, which is infamously the gang of the big rapper Digga D. And despite the beef between Rainers Lane and 156 being more personal, most people are probably familiar with CGM and 156 issues, mainly just because CGM are much more well known than Rainers Lane, with CGM rapper Digga D hitting mainstream type of views on his songs, and other members like Rack 5 and Horrid 1 hitting decent numbers as well. But a big reason to do with CGM's blow up on the scene was actually to do with 156. CGM burst onto the scene around 2016 to 17 under their old group's name 1011, and they blew up faster than any other group at the time, gaining millions upon millions of views in some of their first songs as a group. But one of the main reasons for CGM's blow up was due to a murder which took place in the beef between Rainers Lane and 156. On April...
Ain't that a bitch? They blow up off a body. You hear me? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Our culture is toxic. You feel me? But hey, what are you gonna do?
April 11th, 2017, a 156 member called T-Wiz barely even just walked out of his Norfolk home until he was approached by two Rainers Lane members. T-Wiz was heard arguing with the two Rainers Lane members before he was stabbed in his stomach. The two attackers then fled the scene, and sadly, T-Wiz died later that day. CGM blew up a lot on the early songs due to this death, with CGM mocking him in every song, making the name T-Wiz a well-known name in the UK just off his death. CGM even mocked T-Wiz so much that members were even banned from saying his name in any future songs. One of the killers...
Damn. That's that Tuka shit all over again.
of T-Wiz was a Rainers Lane member called T-Rose, and him and the other guy actually managed to beat the murder case due to self-defense. After beating the case, T-Rose then went on to make a drill song about the murder, while also recreating the scene of the murder in the music video. And even while years went by after T-Wiz's murder...
Y'all niggas are super bold. They can be recreating scenes. Hey, talk about painting a picture. You know what I'm saying? You're pretty vivid, my boy. Yes. You're creating a pretty vivid picture, my nigga.
156 members were still out to get him. T-Rose moved around 3 hours from London to a small town called Telford. 156 caught wind of this and rid out 3 hours to Telford, caught T-Rose and shot him to death. 3 years after the murder of T-Wiz. 2 hours before T-Rose's death on the 13th of October. Back in London, another batch of 156 members were also driving around Hayes with a shotgun and revolver, looking for members of another rival gang to 156 called Purple Haze, when they spotted someone who allegedly had links to the gang called Shaq. The members in the car then proceeded to shoot Shaq multiple times with the revolver, sadly killing him on the scene. The car was then dumped, doused with petrol, and burnt a few miles away from the shooting. 5 people have been charged with this murder so far, including a 13-year-old boy, but are yet to go to trial. Abzsav mentions both T-Wiz...
These niggas slide. And they got the shorty slide. They got the little niggas sliding right there with them. You feel me? God damn, boy.
And Shaq's murder in his Table Turns 1 song, saying 24 hours 2 got dropped. And even at the start of his second diss track, he mocks T-Rose by pretending he's a skeleton. The reason for this was because a couple years back, CGM member Horrid 1 mocked T-Wiz by pretending he's a skeleton of him. See, a year before...
Yeah, somebody, I can't remember who it was. One of the homies, they put it up in the comment section. They let me know that's why bro came back with the little fucking hell, you know, the little skeleton puppet voice, you know what I'm saying? And that's why bro did all this. That's why he went as far as he did. So Horror 1, you kicked all this shit. You ain't kick all this shit off, but you really played into this whole situation, my boy. Cause the Abzsav is getting off right now.
For the double murder of Shaq and T-Rose, the tables are very much turned in this feud. Now if you listen to CGM rapper Digga D's tunes, you'll probably hear or see him mentioning a guy called Jojo. But you might have seen him with a diamond ring with the words Free Jojo engraved in it. Well, Jojo was a Rainers Lane member who was getting into it heavy with 156. So much that the feds had to relocate him more than an hour away from Rainers Lane to East London and Ilford to keep him out of trouble after he caught a couple cases. But unfortunately, this didn't stop him from getting into it with 156 members, which was clear on November the 18th, 2017. On this day, Jojo left his Ilford home, carrying a black motorcycle helmet at 4:45 PM, and got a train from Ilford to Norfolk, territory of the 156 gang. He then met up with 3 friends, and around 10 PM, with 2 mopeds and shanks, they started to circle around Norfolk looking for 156 members. Unfortunately, on some bad timing, some affiliates of 156 just happened to grab some drinks from a shop and were heading back to their friend's house to enjoy their Saturday night. When they got to a road called Newnham Close in Norfolk, which was the same road their friend T-Wiz happened to be stabbed to death a few months back, Jojo and his friends spotted the group and jumped off their mopeds to try and catch up to them. The 156 group split up and started running for their lives. But once Jojo and his friends got back on their mopeds looking for the group, they managed to spot an 18-year-old called Jason Isaacs in a dead end separated from his group, which resulted with Jason being stabbed 8 times from a sword and machete. Jason managed to get himself to a friend's house and eventually to a hospital, but a few days later, sadly, he was pronounced dead. The mopeds from the attack were dumped but later recovered by police, and once the forensic team investigated them, Jojo's blood was discovered on one of the bikes. Not only that, but when the feds pulled up to Jojo's house, they recovered the same puffer jacket, hoodie and helmet which was shown on the CCTV from the attack. Jojo
was supposed to burn that shit. That shit don't even supposed to exist no more. God.
Was eventually charged with the murder, but the only issue was that there were 3 more people to catch. The evidence was crazy on Jojo, but the feds didn't want him just to go down for the murder. But Jojo refused to testify against his friends, and ultimately was sentenced to life with a minimum of 20 years. Just like T-Wiz, Jay was heavily mocked in songs, mainly from Rainer's Lane members, with no type of remorse for the 2 young lives which were lost. And you could tell mentally this really took a toll on Abzsav, who had just lost 2 of his friends. In a recent interview he just done with Fumes the Engineer, he talks about how people were dissing his
should I check out the interview? Y'all let me know in the comment section.
Friends for years. And back then, for a lot of people, it was all fun and games, without anyone realizing that certain guys actually lost a friend in real life. He goes on to say that the reason he called these diss tracks Tables Turned, because he was just replying to all the disses his gang has been getting for years. And when we actually look at the lyrics of his Tables Turned songs, you can see that a lot of disses actually go lyric to lyric with the same disses opposition gangs have said previously, but obviously just changed up to fit the agenda of his gang. But despite all of this, some people still think Abzsav went too overboard, talking about a lot of sensitive situations, like a CGM member called AP's mum dying. He then even goes into dissing big UK drill rapper Russ, by pretty much saying CGM can't try what they done to Russ, with him dissing AP's mum. A bit of backstory on this, basically around 2 years ago, just like Abzsav, drill rapper Russ also dissed AP's mum in the group chat between Russ and CGM members. At the time, Russ was cool with CGM, mainly because his right hand, another drill rapper called Taze, is cousins with a couple CGM members. After dissing AP's mum, Russ had the show, but after decided to go to CGM's block, thinking he's still cool with them. But the tables turned, and CGM members robbed Russ for his chain. For a period of time, it seemed like 1-5...
Damn, they got my nigga Russ, huh? Fuck. That shit be happening. Anybody can get got at any time. Like, this shit is not sweet out here, for real.
Sits and Russ were cool though, with a 156 member called Nito MB, even featuring on a remix of Russ's hit single 630. But once the song came out, Nito started demanding all over his socials that he wants the song to be taken down, which it eventually was. But despite these CGM and Russ disses, it's clear that Rainer's Lane was the biggest focal point on these songs, with countless disses towards them, mentioning situations like a double shooting on Rainer's Lane members in 2018, or when 5 156 members ran into a kebab shop and shot at a couple Rainer's Lane members in 2020. But one of the most painful disses was on a situation that took place quite recently, on the 11th of June 2021. A 15-year-old Rainer's Lane member who went by the name J Taps was on his way to school around 8:30 in the morning when he unfortunately bumped into a 156 member. In video footage, which is way too graphic to post on here, you can see the two get into a tussle, which ended with J Taps being stabbed multiple times and soaked in the blood of Paul in his own school clothes. This was literally broad daylight in front of herds of kids making their way towards school. After the stabbing, the kid ran away from the scene, with even builders who are working on the site nearby trying to catch up to the kid until the police came. A 156 member called Slims is currently awaiting trial for this murder, who was also only 15 and was making his way to to school. Which is crazy to think that this feud is running so deep that school kids from each side are turning on each other.
Getting into each other and off at each other. Jeez, that's sick. That's sick, bro. Damn.
In Abzav's second diss track, he even mocked J Taps for not making it to his 16th birthday, which is sad to know that somebody so young lost their life to this feud. Just before J Taps' death, he was seen in a couple pictures throwing up gang signs, and literally just a few days before his death, he was seen in the Rainers Lane music video called For Real, which would have made him a target for 156 members. Apart from Rainers Lane, Abzsav also takes a dig at pretty much half of West London. Areas like West Drayton, South Acton and Wildstone, who are all lesser known areas to have conflicts with 156, which really makes you deep how much beef 156 actually have. But I want to know what everybody thinks.
That mean they out here getting it cracking. You get everybody hating you like that, they getting it cracking, fool. Straight up.
Of these tracks. The people think Abzsav went too far on these, but the people think it's justified due to the previous mocking of his friends. And most importantly, the people think these tracks are even worth it. It's definitely got the whole community talking and hearing about Abzsav, which could work to his favour in his future career. But with the police taking down his songs, his YouTube channel and even his TikTok, he's probably gonna have trouble in the future making any songs without them being taken down, with the police pretty much having control of what is allowed to be put out there. These tracks also might get him blackballed from the industry, with a lot of labels and shows not really wanting to get involved with controversial artists, which can mess up their brand, which may even prevent other artists from wanting to work with him also. I do think Abzsav is a very talented artist, and if he plays his cards right, he could capitalise on the boost of clout he's now got. But if he doesn't, he's in danger of letting these tracks overshadow his career. It's been your boy Kid Nerd, and peace out. I've partnered up with...
Shout out to Kid Nerd, man. He really riding on his enemies. I'm not gonna lie. And his squad is sliding. You know, it just is what it is. It's a crazy little situation, but y'all tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section, and let me know what I should react to next. Besides Tables Turn 1.0 and Tables Turn 3.0. I'm gonna get to them anyway. There's some more shit I'm gonna get to too, but y'all let me know, man. I've been missing out. I'm trying to find out what I need to be on, you hear me? But anyway, till the next time, bro, y'all be smooth, man. Stay out the way. Stay out of these niggas' way. You know what I'm saying? Nothing but trouble. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing but trouble coming from that situation right there, bro. Shout out to Abzsav. Shout out to his ops. You know what I mean? Anyway, till the next time, we out.